Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name is James and today we'll be looking at converting the beginner layout to DCC. So this will also count as a introduction to DCC to anybody who's new. I have got all the bits which I need. So I'll be using my DCC controller, which just to give you an overview of what to do, and also power supply and also the manual. But first thing we have to do is convert this to DCC, and how we do that is well, it's quite simple. It's basically you wire up the layout just in a slightly different manner really. Instead of just putting points, say for this layout, point here and point there to control two sections of the layout. We want to control all of the layout all at the same time, so it's basically wire everything into everything else, and then it's pretty much simple. But yes, like I said, since I want this convertible, what we'll be doing is carefully lifting up the layout, and as you can see, I've already got the drop down wires where I want them. I'll be adding these two big chunky switches, which I didn't realise were as big when I bought them, and basically making it so that when you flip the switches, it will basically connect all of these all in together, and then output, well, the input will be one single wire into the DCC controller. So it shouldn't be too difficult. I've already worked out how to do it. I'll just use the one here. This is a on-off. Well, it's an on-off. I think it's a double pole, double throw switch. I'm not entirely sure. I should actually double check what it was. But it's basically, it has a on-off instead of the switches which I use for here, which are on, off, on. So they have three positions. This only has two. In fact, this one even lights up, so very interesting. But what we're doing is connecting the route towards the layout in the two center terminals. The route to the controller on the off position. So we'll do it this way around. So these two wires be connected here. These two wires be connected there, and on here will be the same thing. No, two wires there, two wires there, and then the on position that'll be connected to all of the rest of the terminals, which will be connected into the center, well, in some tidy fashion, and that'll be it. That's pretty much it really. And this power, which only leads towards the controllers here, that we won't touch whatsoever. I may actually just tidy that up a little bit, just so that it's a bit more neater. And that's all the wiring done. So I'll bring you back after I've done all that. So see you in a sec. Right, as you can see, I've done all the soldering. Some slight changes is that, yeah, apparently these are definitely just on and off. They don't do anything which I thought they were, which is probably yeah, I probably wanted an on switch, not an on-off switch. So yeah, they're completely useless. But luckily they're cheap, so it doesn't bother me. So I've made a slight adjustment. So I've used a bit more of a hodgepodge, but a bit more sure my effort to make sure it all works as I want it. So yes, I've got some of these little little plug things. So if I want to change to DC, well, DC is as it is at the moment. DCC, you just change the plugs around. You won't be able to mix and match them. It will just work one way. Ooh, very difficult trying to do this with one hand. There we go. And now it's set up for DC. I'll just need to glue some of this stuff down, so you can't take this and plug it into there, because that'll probably blow up those two things. So yeah, I'm just going to glue it all down. I'll probably glue this in as well, and then we can get round to testing. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Right, here we are with 2 locos on the layout. But I would like to quickly point out one thing is that DC doesn't work on this layout at the moment because there's a big main wire which is in between all the additional points on the layout. I needed actually to get some little switches just to disable them when DC's in operation, but I forgot to buy them. So at the moment this is DCC only, but it's not hard to fix. But anyway, on to the brief introduction of DCC. DCC, I'm quite sure, means direct digital control. Basically means you've got a controller like this. This is a Bachmann Easy Command Control Center. It sends signals through the tracks to tell a loco which has a decoder installed what to do. The decoder translates the signal into commands for the loco. It allows you to have extra little functions because, let's say on the type class 121, so what's the light, and we can turn the lights on, and then we can turn the lights off. With sound enabled locos like my C class here, if you have a right decoder, which I don't, you can actually have sound enabled in it. So it will start making chuffing sounds and all the appropriate things. But mine's just got a basic decoder in it. But the main thing which it allows you to do is to have 2 locos going around on the layout, same track, using one decoder, using one controller. So we've got the 121 going round. I'll just switch this to number 5, which is my C class. Just make sure it wants to wake up. Oop, it's going backwards. Alright, just going to wait till the open up that. And now we've got 2 on the same track. There it is. And we can even stop while one of them's going. Reverse while the other one's still going. Getting a bit fast here. And do stuff like that. Next bit, I'm going to have to take this loco off because I'm going to do a brief introduction of how to change the address, which is very important. So I need the instructions with me. Do read the instructions of your DCC controller when you get it, because it will vary depending on what based on what controller you've got. I'm just going to bring the 121 over here. So at the moment my 121 is set on address 1. When you put a decoder into a loco, which does vary on how to install it depending on which loco and what type of DCC chip, because this has got a 6-pin decoder and my C class has got a 18-pin decoder. So you do have to make sure you get the right controller decoder and also the right size decoder, because some locos need smaller decoders because they're a bit more compact in. But depending on your controller, it may look slightly different. But for the Bachmann Easy Command one, you basically set it up like this. So you read the manual. So it's on address 1 at the moment, and I want to change it to, let's change it to address 2. So we hold 1, then push stop, and it should go like that. And we know it's correct. Let's change it to 2. And when the loco has done that, it's basically the decoder being quickly checked out. Now the 121 is now on address 2. And then everything else is sorted out after that. Now to get, and just to change it back, it's hold the address. Always worries me when it does with that, but it's quite normal. If you want to put two, if you've got to do double heading, you basically put 2 trains on the same address. But do make sure that the basically the running profile matches between each locomotive. So either get 2 locomotives of the same type, or get ones that have very similar running characteristics. Otherwise, one may be running faster than the other, and then they may end up damaging each other. Otherwise, you can just get a computer-controlled DCC decoder, which will controller, which will sort it out between the two. So yeah, I'm going to pop the C-class back on, being very careful, because when the track is like this, it's not that difficult to fry chips, and I've done that many times, and it's not fun, and it's also expensive. So just make sure that's happy. Put the lights on my 121, and we'll get them both running around. Come on. That's why it's not. I'll wait till it wasn't quite on the track properly. But we'll do one more go. Come on. Damn. And obviously, if you sort it out, it will stop absolutely everything. So I will get this right, but I'll probably do that after my video. So I hope everyone takes care, and I'll try and run some trains. Damn. I'll do it another day. Oh well. Take care, everyone.